Hello, hello, and welcome one, welcome all. Let me know if you're hearing me loud and clear there in the chat. All right, welcome, welcome. So we have some reruns, and we're definitely here and going to give you the updates. All right, so again, let us be here. So South Africa, they're going to be running against the clock, and in a little bit, you'll see the screen going there. All right, and we'll see what happens in the context of time. All right, so they're getting an opportunity based on what happened with Italy last evening, which is really this morning, our time, if you're tuned in from Jamaica. All right, so on that note, you can see there at the 100-meter mark, the time is going 10:50. There is the mark. And let us just continue here. 200-meter mark, 1977 there, and we'll keep seeing here as they run for time. Again, welcome one, welcome all. So this is a quick update to let you know that interesting things are happening. All right, the US, they'll get an opportunity to rerun as well as Team Kenya in the 400, 4x4. So let's see, it's 38.64 for South Africa. And we'll have to check that time with France to see if they get in. All right, so what happened is that South Africa, they were running against the clock. So my understanding here, in the context of not just getting a lane, because they did not run the race last evening, like complete the race. If that was the event, they would have gotten a lane, but now they're running against the clock. I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out, but that's my understanding there. So it is, South Africa alone that ran against the clock there. All right, so again, the time there, as you can see, 38.64. And we're going to let's and the clock didn't stop in the stadium. So let's see here, but we have it. All right, so lane one will remain vacant in the final there. So I feel like, they didn't I don't know why they allowed South Africa to run for time. And I guess my only explanation could be because they did not complete the race. But if they had, but then based on the violation from the Italians, it would be impossible for them to continue the race because they would have made the changeover outside of the exchange zone. I don't know. I just feel that South Africa was, given a tough one. It's hard to be running against the clock when you are, it's just a race by yourself. And I mean, the lane is still there, but perhaps they're saying, it could be a situation where you would not have been there. And so we're giving you that opportunity to run against the clock. So South Africa, after given a second opportunity, they are out. All right. So, and I guess you could say almost makes sense because Belgium would have a better time there as well. Kenya would have a better time. So, you know, it is what it is. I guess you can understand from one side and you can question from another side as well. So that's the situation with South Africa there. No, the 4x4 is another context. So I am trying to figure out why the Americans are back in this one. So the Americans, in their heat, they finished in, I believe, about number 6 spot. And let me see here. And Yeah, number 6. And as you can see, Kenya is coming back to get another opportunity. So one of the two, I believe, will move forward. All right. And so they'll have to run there. And it won't affect, from my understanding, the countries who have already qualified via times, like the small queue. So, for example, Jamaica, that went in on a small queue there, they won't be affected. So this is really an extra lane for one of the two teams coming up. So again, America, as you know, defending champions, we felt that they were down and out, but they're rising. All right, back into this one with another opportunity for the Americans to get into the final. All right, Ferdinand, welcome. I was asking for you, I guess, yesterday your time, but earlier Jamaica time. Welcome, guys. If you're here in the chat, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscription button, and let us just continue to grow stronger together. This is really a quick update just to let you know what is happening and to provide you with these results, these updates, so that later on, tomorrow Jamaica time, which is later on in Tokyo, you're not surprised if you see some teams just showing up. All right, so welcome, welcome, welcome. So we're going to the men's 4x4, and in this one, we'll have United States and Kenya. Carmel, welcome, welcome. So, all right, so US is pretty much here because they struggled to pass their baton because the two athletes from Zambia, they were in the way. And then it was Zambia again with Kenya later on in the same race. So Zambia got a disqualification, but because the two countries were affected by the athletes from Zambia, the two countries are going head to head, and it's just one spot that is available. All right, so one spot that is available, they have to run from the same lane that they ran earlier with the same team, and then we'll see here. So I guess a fair opportunity to get back into this one. But I wonder though why they're not running times here similar to what they did with South Africa. Hmm. Why is it that the winner of one is getting the opportunity? And the difference is that they both finish the race. They run. And so with South Africa, the difference is that they stopped. They did not complete the race. So I guess that's the difference. So I'm asking the question and I'm also, providing you a response because I know you're going to ask. I'm not saying that I am correct, but from what I am seeing and just looking out, the difference between these two reruns, the first one with South Africa in the 4x1, they did not complete the race. And so they run against time. And here we go. All right. And let's see here. So that didn't go, but I'll let you know the context there for sure. All right. So as you know, big start and Christopher Bailey there led off for the Americans. And for sure, Kenya, they were running. And again, it's going to USA, they'll come back. And as you can see there, what's going on, 800 meters going there. All right, so we'll keep you posted as to what happens. So we'll watch the movement there on screen. And I am also going to jump back in the chat in a little bit. And let us see here as they cross over. It's the US, but Kenya is running, running, running. And contact is being made. So let's see what happens here. So US, Kenya, and Kenya faded there, but so Americans with the advantage here as they get into that final few meters. All right, so we're seeing this one. And the US for sure running away with this one. So in a little bit, you'll see the time popping up there. Should see the time popping up there on the screen. All right, so 2:58:48, and it's 3:00:39. And in this one, this rerun time was not of the essence. It's just running for a spot. And again, that's the difference between the two reruns. All right. So just to let you know that. All right. So definitely there the USA, they made use of their second chance. The defending champions are back into the final. And so we're going to look at that and just to get a sense of perhaps what that will look like. And I am just going back into the chat here. And Garmel is saying the team that the US put out was just not good. All right. And thanks for liking there, Mats Morgan. I guess this American team could not make it on time. Well, I guess they are lucky to Zambia, for giving them a lifeline in that way. And Ferdinand is saying, remember USA, Rio Olympics, Alison Felix and team ran alone. And I guess these things happen sometimes, and I am happy that this result would not affect the other teams, especially those on times. And so here, they gave the Americans an opportunity, and I guess the Kenyans too, but the Americans got the lane. And I guess one could also ask, why you didn't just give South Africa? And I guess, guys, the only thing that I can come up with in the context of the two reruns was that South Africa did not complete the race. So accordingly, they got the opportunity to run against the clock, unlike these the 4x4 here, where we add, the US and Kenya just running for a place. All right, so that's the situation there. I'm not sure if that's going to put them back where they want to be. But just to get to team selection, because we're just going to be here for a very short few minutes, not a long session right now, but the evening session comes up, and of course that's going to be before day Jamaica time. So just turn on your post notification. We'll be here, all right, and we want you to be here with us as well. So what I really want to ask you guys about for the 4x4 for men, All right, the list is not there, so perhaps we're not going to see that, but let's just try and see what happens. I am not sure if the list is going to be up, and I don't know how soon they'll have to declare that. So I am, let me just see here. I'm going to go with the women's 4x4 and let's see. So not yet, not yet. But a big question that I want to ask you guys about Team Jamaica and for the 4x1, all right, and I guess we could talk about the 4x4 too. The 4x1 for women, right? Because we know that Jamaica, they're out. The team, what I'm getting to understand is that it's going to be Sharika to the one of the twins and then the other twin sister and then to Shelly and Fraser Price, all right? So I want to get a sense. So now guys, I understand, giving Shelly that glory leg, and I am wondering if it is that we should have Shelly starting, Sharika, perhaps on that. Well, you would perhaps want Sharika on the third leg. It's not bad to have Sharika start, really, but maybe Shelly in the middle and then from twin to twin. I feel like we should have one of the twin sisters on the anchor. That's just my belief. And I am hoping because I heard also the conversation that and even Sharika, perhaps Sharika, like Johnny ran, I heard the conversation that Jamaica, we they're kind of praying that Jefferson will start. No, you can't, in Jamaican terms they say you can't take poison and wait palm busy. And I hope that is not the situation because I feel that Jefferson is going to be on the anchor. And you want somebody, if they get the button ahead, that they can maintain that momentum. I am not too sure. And we love the goat. But and I know what Jamaica is trying to do because they want to give her a big bang out. But I am just a little bit concerned in the context of, the relay and how that is going to work. Shelly, we know is quick on the start, and we could get that going. And if Jefferson is on the anchor and Jamaica is ahead, and we have one of the twin sisters there anchoring. I don't think Jefferson is going to be able to catch him. It's going to be she's going to run close to the line, but Jamaica should be able to get over that. But I am not too sure. Honestly, I'm not too sure, but we'll see. So I let me see. Garmel is saying 4x1. Sharika should be out. Talk to me some more, Garmel. And okay, I see your reason there. Jefferson will start. Richardson will anchor. So you're thinking that so that is what Jamaica is praying for, I think, for Shakari to anchor, Jefferson to start. But what if they decide to go the other way around? Because Shakari can run a curve. She was running the 200. um, Shakari's time, I guess, is I don't know. Did Shakari go into the tens or it was just still in 11 seconds there? So I am not sure. But USA, they are the type of team to make unpopular decisions. They do not necessarily have to use the people who are in top three in the 100. We have seen where, for example, they have brought in Gabby to run the curve, which has paid off very well for them. And I can tell you, it's because Sydney going to run in that 4x4. And I wouldn't be surprised. But I think the Americans, they are better at strategizing and, organizing a team for gold because they understand changeover and, So we'll see what happens for sure. And Angela, welcome. And Angela is saying Jefferson starting. Did you guys see the team? And is this Rachel? Welcome. Is saying Richardson will anchor. And Garment is saying Jamaica needs to play it safe. All right. And they can't beat America. They can, I think, if they're organized properly. Because I am thinking about the Americans, and I was checking to see if, obviously Jefferson, Shakari, and perhaps they're going to bring back TT, but I doubt they're going to bring Mackenzie Lamb because Mackenzie just didn't look that. So I'm thinking maybe Kayla White if they're going to maintain that. So guys, if you have seen the team, let me know what's the four for the US there in the chat. And of course, we have heard about the Jamaican four. The other question now is for the 4x4 male. We know that they're going to bring in Rasheen McDonald, right? And I suspect to start, right? Because Rasheen. But with that said, how about Zandrian Barnes? Like, should Zandrian Barnes come in on the squad? And, who will you take out? So that's the other factor for the 4x4 women. I'm not too sure who they'll perhaps change in that one. Somewhat limited there, I'll say. But if the ladies can do a little bit better, we should be in the competition for a medal because the Netherlands, they're going to have the likes of Fenkebol. US, they're going to have the likes of Sydney McLaughlin. So, Team Jamaica definitely needs to strategize there as well. Stacey and Williams, she did fantastic for Team Jamaica. I mean, Dejanay Oakley started, but Stacey was where the real difference we saw in the context of that run, and that played out so well for Team Jamaica. So, we are definitely hoping because right now we need to ensure that we're setting up ourselves to get a medal. That's the situation there. So again, would love to hear from you in the chat there. We're just having a quick one, so in a few minutes, we're going to wrap this one up because we'll be back here. We'll be back here at about 5 Jamaica time. All right, so in the morning, and we want to end, yes, about 5 Jamaica time. We'll be back here and definitely, waiting to see how these championships will end. All right. So again, welcome one, welcome all. Please remember to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscription button as we continue to grow stronger together. All right. So come on, come on. Now is the time to do that. All right. As we grow. So if you hit the subscription button from now, wow, that would be fantastic. And again, let us just continue to grow as a community together. So I'm looking in the chat, and Garmel is saying they have 3 from the same camp training together. America will be hard to beat. Did you guys see how Sharika was running the final 80-meter of the tour? Yes, yes, for sure. And I don't know. And perhaps it's a situation where Sharika ran out because I think that she could have gotten the silver if she did not try to outdo herself with Jefferson. And I think that's what happened there. And she was not able to just complete that. I think that's perhaps the context there, Garmel. But yeah, guys, it cannot be 3 likes. Come on, man. So, yes, guys, so just to let you know that, USA, if you're just tuning in, they are back into the 4x4. All right, South Africa, they miss out on the 4x1 still. And so, that is going to be an exciting one later on. And of course, Jamaica, they won't be in the men's 4x1 because, as you know, that exchange did not happen between Ford and Thompson. And so Jamaica, unfortunately won't be in that final after so many attempts of making it to Tokyo. All right, guys. So thanks for coming over. So again, we'll be back here at 5. All right, Jamaica time. So ensure that you hit the like button, hit the subscription button, turn on your post notification, and do not leave without hitting the like button, the share button, and the subscription button. But we just wanted to come here to let you know that these updates are coming and you should expect them. So again, let us see if we can quickly look at some of the times here, and let's see if this will show the splits. All right, and Jamaica, they were leading time, and not necessarily. Let's try this way and see if we get it to look a better way. Perhaps it's not going to give away what we're looking for at this point, but you understand, that. And in the context there, US2, which I guess they will have the real world leading time there. And again, we are expecting, so here I'm not too sure if they're going to keep on with Ranisha McGregor, but I am wondering who would be the replacement. All right, so that's another situation there. But we'll know in a few hours, so why stress ourselves? Might as well we go and get some rest to get back here with you guys, at 5 a.m. Jamaica time. So wherever you are, you just work out that time difference. I'm going to set that up so you can see that right away in a few minutes from now. And as you can see, Jamaica sitting there at number 8, in the number 8 spot on the medal table. All right, the US, they're definitely leading. And just a reminder, let's just show you the medals that we have gotten so far. All right, so Oblique Civil, all right, with the only gold medal there, Tina. All right, silver. Kishane silver, Orlando Bennett silver, Tajay Gale silver, Tyler Mason bronze, Brian Lavelle bronze, and Sharika Jackson bronze. So we definitely looking forward to some improvement there. All right, and Jamaica can at least get 3 medals tomorrow, but we're going to need to strategize on those relay teams and to get that baton around. The 4x4 men, we don't want them to be finishing in the number 5 or number 6 spot. And I suspect that for us to kind of be in contention for the medals, we'll have to bring in Zandrian Barnes as well. And, and have, oh my, I don't want to say that name. Rasheen. Rasheen, and perhaps, starting out to give us a good going there. So hopefully he will deliver, and Jamaica can pick up a medal there. The 4x4 ladies, they can get a medal, and if they're using the same team, hopefully just being the final will push them a little bit harder. But perhaps McGregor, Ranisha would be the one to be replaced, but I'm not sure who they're going to replace Ranisha with at this point. And that's the situation there. And for the women, they stand a very good chance of picking up a gold medal. Again, it all comes down to strategy. At minimum, a silver. That's where I have them. But Jamaica for sure would like another gold medal. and we'll definitely see what happens later on. All right, in a few hours tomorrow morning, Jamaica time. Again, guys, thank you so much for sticking and staying with us. Really appreciate having you here. All right, and for sure, we'll definitely see you in the next live, which we're going to set up in a little bit. So, blessings and love, everyone, and we'll see you soon. All right, so bye for now.